So we'll start with bow in. Okay, all right. So today's class is going to be on Tai Sabaki Nidan. Sensei Jonathan Smart from Mexico did a class on Tai Sabaki Shodan, and we have another one coming soon for Tai Sabaki Sandan. These are, of course, really important kata for Robokai. They are Robokai specific. They are our kata. Other styles don't do these. So these were developed directly by Konishi Soke, as most of you know. So just covering all the ground to make sure everybody knows. So I thought what we'd do is I want to start with some of the techniques that are in it before we progress to the full kata. And I want to take a minute also to go over some parts of the kata that have changed over time and make sure that we're communicating where things have landed. Sensei Fabio, would you mind translating that to Spanish?
Yes. Sensei Paul va a enseñar hoy Tai Sabaki Nidan. Jonathan Smart enseñó, tuvo un seminario en Tai Sabaki Shodan y próximamente va a haber uno con Tai Sabaki Sandan. Y primero va a hablar acerca de los fundamentos básicos de la kata y también de las cosas que y después va a hablar de las técnicas que han cambiado con el tiempo. Go ahead.
Gracias. Thank you, sir. Okay, so I want to start actually with bowing in, because this is a point of some confusion and some inconsistency within JKR. All right, so when we bow in normally, and Musubidachi is here, right? What I see some students doing is this. Very strong, and that is incorrect, okay, for these kata. So Pecho Yamazaki always emphasized that you want to be calm and smooth when we move into from Musubidachi here into, or sorry, from here into Musubi and then into Yoi. Should be smooth. 1, 2. Okay, so maintain your center. Don't be violent. There are other kata out there, particularly in competition, where this will be fine. But for the Robokai kata, I don't know if that's all, folks. For the Robokai kata, it should be smooth. So from here, each and down. Okay. So this is true for Tai Sabaki Shodan, Tai Sabaki Nidan, Tai Sabaki Sandan, Siryu, Shimpa. They should all move in that way.
There's Bahamas.
Right. Okay. Sensei Fabio, can you translate?
Yes. Sensei Paul dice que el kamae de la kata, el principio de la kata, no tiene que ser rápido ni forzado. O sea, no tiene que ser así. No, que eso está incorrecto. Que lo que tiene que hacer es suave y con sentimiento y con respiración, pero no tiene que ser rápido. Tiene que ser, por ejemplo.
Gracias. All right. Okay. I like it. Suave. I forgot that that's smooth. Suave. Okay. All right. So I want to move through some individual techniques within the kata. So I want to start with Gedan Haraite. In the Robokai kata, there are no uke techniques. They are all hei techniques, right? So uke we tend to translate as block. They're much more defensive-minded. The tei techniques can be either offense or defense. That's an important mindset. Additionally, the mechanics for the techniques are different, right? So if you're doing uchi-uke in this kata, that's not right. It needs to be uchi-yokote. And so we'll go over that as well. Sensei Fabio?
Todas las técnicas en esta kata son, no es uke, sino te. O sea, que no son bloqueos específicos, sino son técnicas que pueden ser ataque o defensa. Por ejemplo, que dan haraite, agete, ushiyokote. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So for Gedan Harete, a couple of things very, very important. And I'm going to say that probably the majority of people that I see do this technique do not do it correctly. Most of them, okay, within JKR. So I want to spend a minute on this. So Gedan Barai here. Okay, so your hand is on the opposite shoulder from where the block is. Gedan Barai. Okay. Gedan Harete is going to start on the same side. Okay. And it is not driven so much by the hand or the arm here as it is by the elbow. So as you're here, the elbow is going to come across, which pulls your hip, and then the hip snaps back. Okay? So here, different technique. You should end up covering Jodan, Chudan, and Gedan in the technique. Gedan Barai only covers Chudan and Gedan. So Gedan Harete here and around.
Gedan Harete, Sensei Paul dice que tiene que cubrir el área del Jodan, Chudan y Gedan. O sea, que tiene que comenzar desde afuera, no desde adentro. No muy afuera, solamente un poco afuera. Cubre el Jodan, la cara, el Chudan y después el Gedan, la parte de abajo. Pero tiene que ir así, siempre desde afuera. Gedan Barai solamente cubre la parte del pecho y de abajo. Bueno, go ahead.
Yes. Okay. So most important thing here, when you do the power for this technique comes from the elbow, in first and then around. Okay, so not here. I don't even have to move my hand, my hips for Gedan Barai. I mean, I should here, right? But this is going to be Gedan Harete. So Gedan Barai, Gedan Harete. Different. Okay. Now, one of the most important things about Gedan Harete in this kata is doing it consistently through the kata. So very often, I see the first two parts of the Endusen done correctly. So people turn, Gedan Harete, here, they move through, this side's correct. And then, when they start moving up the center, or have to take another turn, all of a sudden the hand is on this side of the head. That is wrong. Okay? So from here, it should still be on this side of the head, same side as the block, as the arm, and then around. So you need to make sure that your Gedan Harete is the same technique throughout the kata. Okay? And it is challenging to do that, particularly turning on the side that you're using the arm. Okay? So from here, this is easy, Gedan Barai. Okay? That's not what we're doing. It's Gedan Harete. So you still have to make sure that your arm is up here. Let me pause there for a second, Fabio. Can you do that?
Lo que quiere decir él es que Gedan Harete siempre tiene que venir desde afuera. No importa si uno tiene que voltear primero, pero no desde acá. Por ejemplo, en este movimiento que se voltea hacia la izquierda, la gente tiende a olvidarse de Gedan Harete y traerlo desde aquí. No toca voltear, traer el brazo desde afuera. No importa si no está volteando, siempre tiene que pasar la cara, la mano a través de la cara primero. Go ahead.
Okay. So the way I would think about this is that if you do Gedan Barai in a kata, it looks the same at every point on the kata. The same should be true of Gedan Harete. So your Gedan Harete should be on this side of your head, on this way. Should be on this side of your head, here. No matter which way you're turning, you have to put your hand here before it moves and not here. This will change your timing a little bit, okay? And this is important to remember. So Gedan Barai, very easy. Everybody learns this early on, kind of all at the same time, okay? Everybody gets that. But my arm now has to travel further. than it did with Gedan Barai. So my leg can't move as early as it does with Gedan Barai. So Gedan Barai, same time, Gedan Harete, I have to wait a little bit.
Ok, Sensei Paul dice que como es un movimiento un poco más amplio que Gedan Barai, entonces Gedan Harete, la coordinación con las piernas es un poco diferente. La pierna que avanza tiene que ir un poco más despacio o tal vez comenzar una fracción de segundo después para que el brazo y la pierna coordinen al tiempo al final. O sea que es una diferencia así mínima, pero tiene que estar tenida en cuenta. ¿Ok? Tiene que ser así. Gracias.
Gracias. Okay, so that's Gedan Harete. Moving through the kata, right? We have center techniques here and in this way. Again, these are harete, they're not uke. So the motion on this is different. If we look at chudan uchiuke here, okay? Kind of flat. Gedan harete. Sorry, looking at a message. Gedan harete, uchiyokote is going to be shaped like a parabola here. So it's going to come out and back. Right? So let's start with that. So, Sensei Fabio, could you say that?
Entonces, Uchi-Uke es un movimiento amplio, de afuera hacia adentro. Mientras que Uchi-Yokote en la kata va a comenzar desde la posición de Hikite y va a ser un movimiento elíptico muy angular, muy, sí, como una elipsis muy pequeño, sí. Muy angosto desde aquí. Ok, gracias.
Gracias. Sorry, I'm having to admit people here. Okay, and then the other thing is too that sometimes people make this very small and sort of snap it this way and leave the arm in this position. This is also not correct. Sorry. Sensei Juan, I'm wearing your gi. Katana sport. Sensei Juan's gi. So make sure that even though the motion is different, so uchiuke, uchiokote, you still end up in the same spot. Okay? Uchiokote does not stop here. Uchiokote finishes in the same place as uchiuke. Okay? So 90 degrees, same height, fully covered. You want this fist to end up across where that shoulder is, at the end of it. Uchiuke, uchiyokote. Right?
Sensei Paul dice que la forma final de Uchi-Yokote tiene que verse igual a la forma final de Uchi-Uke. O sea que no por el simple hecho de que sea en esta dirección quiere decir que vamos a terminar así. No, eso está mal. Termina igual que Uchi-Uke, la misma forma. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, gracias. All right. Now, covers Chudan. Uchiyokote goes through Jodan and then down to Chudan. So 2 levels. So if you think about it in general, the uke usually only cover 1, sometimes 2 levels. The te cover 2, sometimes 3 levels. Okay? So uchiuke, uchiyokote, right? Also, uchiuke, if you practice in isolation, the only technique you're doing, you can start here and in. You can start here in isolation for yokote, but chamber. Okay? So if you're doing kihon uchiuke, kihon uchiyokote. Okay? Is it Fabio?
Ok. Uchi-Uke tiende a comenzar aquí desde afuera y cuando hacemos el Kihon o la kata de Uchi Yokote, comienzan desde Hikite, pero en realidad Uchi Yokote puede comenzar desde cualquier posición. Puede comenzar desde aquí o puede comenzar desde acá, siempre y cuando sea este tipo de trayectoria. Gracias.
Gracias. Okay. Same thing with Soto Yokote. So Soto Uchi, Soto Uke here, Soto Yokote here. Okay. So out and up, and it finishes in the same spot as Soto Uke. So Soto Uke finishes here. Soto Yokote finishes here. Okay. So don't make it short. It needs to be full motion all the way out. Okay? And the shape of it, just like Uchiyokote. Uchiyokote goes out and back. Uchiyokote, Soto Yokote. Okay? Out and back. So shaped like an arch.
Okay. So una de las cosas que se me había olvidado decir en el punto anterior es que Uchi Yokote cubre dos áreas, dos alturas, el área de la altura de la cabeza y el área del pecho. Uchi Yuke solamente el pecho. Y en cuanto a Soto Yokote, tiene que ser amplio y de fuera hacia adentro, abriendo el pecho muy brevemente. Thank you.
Okay. All right. And then a couple more quick ones. So also in this kata, when we think about shuto, normal either here, old school, or here, more modern, and usually chudan shuto uke, or chudan shuto uchi, right? So again, in here, this is shuto te, technically, and none of them are here. So we're going to do geidan here, geidan shuto te, right? So this hand is like normal. Sometimes, see people do this hand drops. We're going to keep it here, just like normal shuto. So normal shuto, geidan shuto. Okay? And then, actually, pause there.
Yes. Vamos a hacer unas técnicas de shuto. La primera que va a explicar es la de Gedan Shuto Te o Shuto Uchi. Se puede llamar de diferentes formas, pero no necesariamente tenemos que poner esta mano aquí abajo, sino aquí, en esta posición. La mano de adelante va hacia abajo, pero la de atrás hoy va a ir aquí. Okay? Muchas gracias. Thank you.
And then we also have a Jodan Shuto in this. So in here, in this position, okay? So see, sometimes people do it down here, all right? This is more of a regular Shuto. In this kata, we're going to do it a little bit higher, so more Jodan, okay? But old school with the hand connected in this fashion. Thank you. Okay. Last thing I want to talk about is the stances. We have ukiachidachi. Okay? Ukiachidachi. Sometimes people in Robokai call this nekoashidachi. It is not nekoashidachi. Okay? So we have old school kokutsu, Japanese kokutsu, ukiachidachi, nekoashidachi. The only kata that we use nekoashidachi in that I can think of is hangetsu. Okay? All of the Robokai kata, ukiachidachi. Okay? So make sure you have the name correct. This is a little bit unique to Shindo Jinen Ryu.
Okay. En todas las veces que vamos a ver esta posición, Uki Ashidachi, entonces, aquí, de esta forma. Entonces, en todas las katas Ryobukai, esto se va a llamar Uki Ashidachi en lugar de Neko Ashidachi. La forma también varía un poco, o sea, la distribución del peso es un poco diferente. Entonces, tenemos que acostumbrarnos a cómo se ve el Uki Ashidachi en comparación al Neko Ashidachi, especialmente en las katas Ryobukai, como las Tai Sabaki, como en Rohai. Okay, good. Thank you.
All right. Okay. And okay. That's actually yo. So I was going to say. So all of the Robokai kata. If you're confused as to whether you are supposed to be doing shikodachi or kibidachi or kokusudachi or nekowashidachi, it's always nekowashi. It's always ukiyashidachi in the Robokai kata, and we always do shikodachi as well, not kibidachi. Not kibidachi. Okay. Well, there's Columbia. Okay. All right. So. Sorry, people keep joining here, which is good. Did I get that person? All right, everybody's in. Okay. All right, so let me pause there, and then we're going to start the kata. But does anyone have any questions about anything that I just said?
I have a question.
Okay.
Or maybe something you can clarify is that ukiyashidachi is still ukiyashidachi whether you're a little turned or whether you are squared up, right?
Oh, so upper body?
Like if I'm sideways or if I'm squared up, like in Rohai, still ukiyashidachi.
Still, yes, that's it. Hi. So one of the things, yeah. So ukiyashidachi allows your upper body to be fairly mobile. And you shouldn't be turned. You should be more here all of the time, right? So if you, for back stances, right, even kokusudachi, the more you're dialed this way, the more it digs the back foot in, okay, here, which is going to make you stronger in the stance. Look, we lost Sensei Fabio. So, más fuerte. This way, okay? So here. Did that answer your question, Sensei Fabio?
Right? Yes.
Okay. All right, so let's start with was there another question?
One class can come over and separate you and one of your students because he wasn't.
All right. Can you get Sensei Fabio? Can you hear me? Just give me a thumbs up.
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, just so you got something strange going on here. All right, we're going to start with the kata now. Okay, so from here, let's get Tai Sabaki Nidan. All right, so from here and smooth, suave. Okay, right. To the left, get on harite. Here. Right. If you're not talking, please mute if you can. Right. Now, the next move is going to be into ukiyashidachi, and it's tetsui. So from here. I want to point out something really important. Okay. So, yes. Okay. So, everybody relax for a second. So, ukiyashidachi means floating leg or floating foot. So, when you're in this stance, only about 0.1% of your body weight, just enough for balance. Almost all of your body is on this leg. You should be able to pick this up easily without shifting. So if you do get on harite and then do tetsui, and you have weight on this foot, incorrect. Okay? Mr. Fabio?
Bueno, cuando hacemos esta posición de ukiyashidachi se llama la posición del pie flotante. O sea que el pie de adelante tiene que sentirse como si la bola del pie estuviera flotando en agua. O sea que tal vez 1%, casi 0% del peso de la pieza del pie de adelante va a estar, y casi todo el peso va a estar en la pierna de atrás. O sea que no nos podemos inclinar hacia adelante porque eso pondría mucho peso en el pie de adelante. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so instructors, when you're teaching this stance and you're teaching this kata, really important. Okay, so to get on harete, okay? Okay, and now do it bad. Yes, that's true. Okay, so check your, is that a bad one? That's a good one. So that's a good one. Take it slow. The bad one, pull back down. Okay, so if your student, if you want to check, put your hand here and have him lift the leg. See, he can't do it, right? And he had to shift to get his leg up. Okay, to a good one. Back. Lift. Good. Okay. He did not have to move his body. So this is a good test for students. There's a lot of people who do incorrect here and pull. Okay. One of the reasons that happens is the back foot. So when you turn in on harete, generally most people back foot is 45 degrees. That's not quite enough. It's actually usually a little bit wider for most people. When you pull into ukiachirachi, a lot of people don't move that foot. Okay? So if your foot's already at 45, you don't have to move it. But if your zenkusachi is a little wider, for instance, mine's a little bit, it's wide. All right? So when I pull back, I have to squeeze this back foot in a little bit. Okay, so from here, and that will allow me to unweight this leg.
Okay. Cuando vamos a movernos en ukiyo-shidachi, tenemos que asegurarnos, primero que todo, una de las formas de saber si hay un buen ukiyo-shidachi es levantar el pie al frente, y si uno siente que se va a ir hacia adelante, está mal. El peso tiene que estar atrás. Entonces, una de las formas que Paul demostró con su estudiante hizo que levantara el pie de adelante, y si se va hacia adelante está mal. Tiene que mantener todo el peso atrás. También dijo que si el pie de atrás tiene que estar, no solamente el pie, sino la rodilla y el pie, tienen que estar a una posición de 45 grados. O sea que si tú comienzas el primer movimiento en Zenkusudachi y la pierna está muy abierta, cuando vas a ukiyo-shidachi, el pie tiene que voltear a 45 grados. Okay, thank you. You hear me?
That's it?
Yes.
Cool. Right? Next move, ukiyo-shidachi tatsui. Here. Okay? And then step in, always ukichudan. Right, and back. Now, one other note. On the tetsui, see a lot of variation on this too. So I've seen everything that's from very, very short here to very big. Okay, it's not as big as Heian Shodan. So Heian Shodan here, big. Okay, Tai Sabaki Nidan, a little bit smaller here. Okay.
Sensei dice que el movimiento no tan grande como en Heian Shodan, dice que un poco más compacto, más pequeño. Okay, thank you.
This is why we need a dedicated host.
Okay, from here again. Starting, each knee, and then forward. Okay, same pattern on the other side. Now, when you turn, make sure Gedan Harete starts from the right side of your head, not from here. Okay, this is incorrect. Right, so from here, each knee, sun. To the left, again, make sure, not here, incorrect. From here, each. Okay, coming forward, uchuke, each. Knee, sun. Okay, we pause there for a second. Sensei Chin, you have a question?
Yes, I do. So for the sake of the amount of students who are on here, we are showing the differences between the Uchiuke, the Sotoke, the Haraite with the Gedan Barai, and now we are on the Tatsui, and you just gave a demonstration between Heian Shodan versus what we're doing in this kata. Can you also demonstrate, please, the difference in the bunkai for the similar moves?
Yes, we'll come back. I want to go through the form and then we'll hit the bunkai. Yes. I want to make sure
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Okay, so again from here, ich, ni, stop. Ich, ni, stop. Ich. Okay, uchiokote, ich, ni, san. All right, from here, we turn 45 in this direction. Gedan Harete. Again, pretty easy technique, except it's got to be Gedan Harete and not Gedan Barai. So from here, arm is on this side of the head. Each. Same thing on the side of each. Knee. Okay, we pause there. Questions so far? Good? Bueno. Banzai. Okay. All right. From here, it's right here. Okay, so back up the middle. Each. Soto yokote. Each. Eight. San. Okay. Now, I want to pause here because this is a spot that has changed over time. Okay, so when Konishi Soke was alive, he made edits to this kata several times. And now that he has passed, we're not changing the kata around anymore. So this is where we are. So at one point, this kata looked like almost this coming around. At another point, it was this. Now we are just playing Gedan Shuto. Gedan Shuto Te. Okay? So don't change from that. If you are still doing this, that's no longer considered correct. If you're still doing this, no longer considered correct. Okay? So just Gedan Shuto. Okay. So from this position, here, I will record you. Okay. So from here, Gedan Shuto Te. Here. Right, now stepping in, this is also going to be an important point. We're going to step in Zen Kustachi, Jodan Shutote. Each here. Okay. I want to point out where the path on this is. Okay, so I'm going to tilt the kata. So this is the middle of the kata. Sorry, this is the middle of the kata, and this is the part where I'm going 45. I want to do it towards the camera. Okay, so I'm here. When I step in, this is not just this. Okay? Step in, you want to come across your body and then in. Okay? So, okay, so the intent here is more pressing. So come in the right side with you. Okay. So think of it this way. If I'm here, I'm coming to this side of the attack and pushing, pressing. Okay? So you want the timing to be, see that? Oh, sorry. Okay. So when you come in, you want your body weight on this. So it's not just this, it is here. And you'll notice it's in Zen Kustachi. Okay? So normally when you see Shuto, we're in a back stance. Here, this is a Shuto in Zen Kustachi to bring your body weight. Here, strong. Right? Fabio?
Bueno, primero que todo, Sensei quiere decir que este movimiento al final ha cambiado muchas veces con el tiempo y las últimas ediciones de ese movimiento en lugar de venir de abajo hacia arriba. Es un movimiento muy económico desde el hombro. Entonces es un movimiento que simplemente muy económico, no tiene que ser desde aquí arriba. Y también cuando hacemos el shuto, Jordan shuto, entonces desde aquí a través de la cabeza y aquí. Entonces tiene que ser así. Y en Zenku Sudachi, vamos a terminar en la posición Zenku Sudachi. Sí, a través de la cabeza y aquí. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so from here, right, you step in, Jodan Shudote, here. Now, this is another spot we're going to talk about for just a second. We're going to pull and step this way, bring this hand to chamber and this hand on top of it. Okay? There's your hand position. Okay. Here, and then okay. This has changed over time.
One line.
Other points, head was this way. Okay. We have settled on head looking straight. So from here to 3. Okay. Don't look over your shoulder.
Bien. Entonces, Sensei dice que no tienen que mirar por encima del hombro. O sea, se deja mirar por una fracción de segundo, pero no tienen que mirar por encima del hombro, ¿ok? Thank you. Ok, tiene que ser aquí. O sea, la mano que venía haciendo shuto termina en hikite y la otra encima, abierta, de esta posición. Sin mirar por encima del hombro. Thank you.
Okay. Right. So from here, again, each knee, back, sun, shoulder, same thing other side, knee, sun, she. Okay. Two things here. One thing. Make sure that when you're moving from here to here, knees very, very close together. Okay? So you don't want to be here. Incorrect. Okay? So you want to be here, bring the knees together. Okay? This position. When you come back through, knees together here. Jodan.
Cuando vamos de una posición a la otra, de este Zenku Sudachi a este de atrás, siempre mantener las rodillas rozando. En el movimiento de transición, siempre manteniendo las rodillas rozando una con la otra. Gracias.
Okay. So let's take it from the top and we'll do the whole kata. Let's get ready.
Bienvenido, Doctops.
Good. Each. Knee. Sun. Each. Knee. Sun. Each. Knee. Sun. She. Each. Knee. Each. Knee. Each. Up the middle. Knee. So we can play. One time. Knee. Sun. Jodan Shudo. Each. Jodan Shudo. Knee. Sun. She. Each. Knee. Sun. She. Okay. Yes. Okay, pause there. Any questions?
The key eyes.
Key eyes are on the Jodan. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about application. So Sensei Chin asked about application for Tetsui. If you know Shotokan Heian Shodan, okay, which is here.
Excuse me, can you hear me?
Sorry?
Sensei Paul? Yeah, Sensei Paul, can you get in the middle of the...
Oh, sorry. Am I off?
Yeah. Okay,
Is
thank
this
you.
out? Is this out?
It's up. Yeah, yeah, good.
Sorry, I think the camera has shifted. Better?
Better, yeah.
Okay, so that's right. Right. So if you think about Shindo Jinen Ryu, Heian Shodan. Okay, so I'm here, right? This is whole big here. Okay. If you see the Shotokan version, the Tetsui is smaller. Generally, that. Okay. More like that for Tai Sabaki Nidan. Okay, so I'm here, get a grab, here, it hurts, and then step in, finish. Okay, so smaller, more like that. Okay. The Yokote, both Chudan, or both Soto, and why is this not? No, because I keep messing it up. Garbage in, garbage out. Okay. So actually, Sensei Fabio, you want to pause? You want to pause there?
Sí, básicamente lo que él quiere decir es que el Tetsui,
Shotokan, Tai Sabaki Nidan.
que es más parecido, es muy corto, no tiene que venir hasta acá como en Heian Shodan, puede ser simplemente un círculo pequeño. Okay, gracias.
Okay. All right. So the Yogo Te. So the Te techniques can be either defense or offense, right? So if we're going to use it for defense, show us a switch speed, come in that side. And just like Uchuke, can be like that. Okay. The motion is going to be a little bit different. So if I do Uchuke, right, it's going to be a little bit more of little bit more striking. Right? Here, okay? Uchuke, I'm going to sort of gather the technique. Right? A little bit more friction allows me to hook. But it basically works the same way. But I can also use it for other things. Okay? So this part of the technique right here on the wrist is useful for things like striking and pulling here, okay, right? Same thing on Uchiyokote. This part, okay, a little bit more of a directional movement, and of course you can still use them same way to use Uchuke or Sotoke in here, right? Here, same thing. So you're just adding application-wise a little bit more of this hooking and a little bit more of the guiding. If you're doing more, right here, you can also transition to a grab, okay, a little bit more easily than here, where you have to sort of go and then turn. This can just sort of slide to it, if that's something you wanted to do. So it just gives you a little bit more flexibility in terms of application.
Okay. Uchi-uke y, o sea, las técnicas de T en comparación a las técnicas de uke puede ser una interpretación de ataque o puede ser un bloqueo, pero es una técnica que guía la mano que está, la que está atacando en lugar de hacer ¡pam! En lugar de hacer un golpe, es como que la guía, como que la, ¿cómo se dice? Sí, la guía un poco más, la absorbe Pero cuando es un ataque, es un poco más como un golpe rápido, un golpe seco. Y si fuera la de afuera, también un golpe seco y rápido, ¿ok? Muchas gracias. Thank you.
Gracias. Okay. And then there's not a whole lot that's very complicated or hard to figure out until we get to the end. Okay, so let's talk about the end, because the end has some interesting possibilities for application. All right, so we're here, turn to this position, and then
Footcop.
and then pull, and then back.
Footcop.
All right, so I actually want to start with the Jodan at the end. Okay, we call it Jodanzuki because it looks like a Jodanzuki, but it's not a punch. Okay, application-wise, not a punch. So just like in Tai Sabaki Shodan, we have here
Poke.
also not a punch. What's going on? Right, right. So this whole motion of here, here, and back is a little bit more jujitsu. Okay?
Esta técnica donde está el kiai no necesariamente tiene que ser un puño. Puede ser ¿cómo se dice? Un lanzamiento. Entonces puede ser entrar y lanzar al oponente al piso, ¿no? Entonces no necesariamente tiene que ser un puño. Más, por lo general es más que todo un lanzamiento o una llave, algo así por el estilo. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so if we think about here, in, pull, and back, right? There's a lot of motion going on here and a lot of good things we can do. Wait. Okay, so let's start with the entry. So if I'm already here, Jeremy's coming forward with his right arm, okay? Press, right? Blocking him in. Now let's stay right there. Next move in the kata, here. When you see in kata, touching your own body usually means you're touching your opponent's body, and if you have two hands together, it means a piece of your opponent is usually between both of your hands. Okay? So from here, this. Okay? I might be done. Okay? This could be it. Back up. So as I come in here, wrap and bring this hand on top. You can bring the elbow over his elbow and a nice little arm bar. Bang. Okay? If he does not go down, don't go down, I'll push down. Maybe I missed the arm bar. He's still up. Next move in the kata, stay right there. Next move in the kata, back. So he's pulling, he wants to hit me with that. I'm going to come back through this way. Okay. Okay. So more Aiki, more Jiu-Jitsu. So
esta combinación.
And I'll do it. Tell me what position you want to be in while you explain it.
I'm sorry?
Do you want to tell me what position to be in and then you can narrate it?
Okay, so comenzando desde aquí, el Uki Ashidashi se bloquea, se entra, se agarra y eso se vuelve como en una llave sobre el hombro. Voy a ir acá. Y después termina, la persona trata de jalar, reírse y uno... Sensei, I have to stop for a second. I need to make myself absent for a second.
No problem. Okay, let me pause there. Any questions? Okay,
Sorry, Papa.
I'm sorry? Oh, all right. So this technique here, so when I finish here, coming back over, this is shionage. Okay? Okay. Why is everybody crying? All right, so from here, be careful when you are in class. Okay, turn this way for me. Make sure you keep the elbow and the shoulder in line. Okay, because this will put him down, but safely. If I just go here, he push down. Okay, if I let the elbow come out and I do this, I will tear his shoulder. Okay, so careful. Anybody speak Spanish? Cuidado. Okay. Cuidado. Yes. Yes. Okay. So Charles's question was, does it matter? Sorry. Does it matter if the hand is here, okay, or here? It's you can make this work here, he'll still go. But with the hand position here, his elbow starts to come out, which you need to be careful of. Okay? If you keep it flat, now I have control and I can just keep it in here. If I want to tear the elbow, the shoulder, I pull it out. If I want to just put him down, I leave it here. Right? Okay. Sensei Chin, are there any applications that I didn't get to that you want more information on?
No, that was actually a fantastic demonstration. Thank you.
Excellent. Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Let's go through.
Actually, Sensei,
Yes.
Sensei, one quick question. You did demonstrate the weight distribution and the fact that if you're in the proper ukedachi stance, how you can lift your front foot. Does the same thing not apply when you're in Niko Achidachi? Because in Niko Achidachi, you have 100% of your weight on the back foot, don't you? Because there's hardly anything on the front foot at all.
So I used to think that as well, but Sensei Mina says differently. So Sensei Mina says basically 60-40 koku sadachi, 99.9.1, 99.1. So you actually have a little bit more weight on the neko ashidachi than you do for the uki ashidachi. And the more I thought about it, the more that makes more sense. And it has to do with the relative position of the feet. So neko ashidachi, I'm here, and just because I'm already in this position, this is stacked up, my body weight is where it needs to be, I can lift. If I have even a 0.1, even if I have 1% on this, I'm leaning forward a little bit. And that means I have to shift to kick, which I don't want to do. So uki ashidachi is almost nothing. Tiny bit for neko ashidachi.
Understood. Understood. Thank you.
Sure. Somebody's showing up late. Somebody's on a different time zone.
Okay, let's go through again. Tai Sabaki Nidan.
Tai Sabaki Nidan.
Right. Ich. Nick. San. Ich. Nick. San. Ich. Nick. San. Shi. Ich. Nick. Ich. Nick. Ich. Nick. San. Shi. Ich. Ni. San. Shi. Ich. Ni. San. Shi. Right. Okay. So the last thing I want to make sure I re-emphasize, the biggest problem that I see for people in this kata is Geidan Haraite and Ukiashidachi. So it's not the tricky techniques, it's the basic techniques. So make sure, Ukiashidachi, I can lift without shifting. So here, malo, incorrect. Here, correct, bueno, bon. All right. And then Geidan Haraite should always be arm side of the head when it comes down, not here. Incorrect. Correct. Here. Okay? All right. We're at time, unless there are any other questions. ¿Más cuestiones? No? Bueno, so there is a video. So my dojo, JKR New England, if you go to our website, there's a videos page where you can find JKR New England on YouTube. There is a video that I did going into more depth about the differences between te and uke. Okay, so it's about 15, 20 minutes, but it goes through all of that as well to refresh you on the difference between Geidan Barai, Geidan Haraite, Uchi-uke, Uchi-yokote, Soto-uke, Soto-yokote, Age-uke, Age-te. So that may be helpful to you as well. And we'll stop there. Okay, thank you all for coming. It's great to see everybody. And always, as always, I love seeing everybody from different parts of the world. So we have, I should mention, so some of you can see Sensei Gadin Asuramu is one of our newest branches. He is in Benin in Africa. So we have another country in Africa now, in addition to Cameroon. And we also have Sensei Yoris from Peru. So he has recently become an official dojo as well. Another Venezuelan pioneer out in Peru. So thank you again, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend. And we can line up for close. Kyotsuke. Great. Arigatou gozaimashita. All right. Bye, everyone. So